Folks, I'm Ryan Hornet. Today is day 78 of reading every single DC comic. So we got 10 comics today. We're just going to go through them like we do always. So, starting with More Fun Comics number 81. For the first time ever, we developed something very important to the great Oliver Queen that we all know and love. He loses fucking everything. He loses all his money. He loses it all. It all goes bye-bye. He loses it all. And that's just a classic Green Arrow thing. This is the first time it ever happens. So, Green Arrow and Speedy go door to door, helping out people they saved in the past. There's a woman that they saved from being robbed. There's a guy that they give something. I don't remember it too well, but they go around helping a bunch of people that they saved in the past. Basically, like, checking up on them, making sure everything's alright. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they do that. When they get home, they realize they have no money because the stock exchange was sabotaged or something, and Oliver's financial advisor had to use all the money to protect his assets. So he has absolutely nothing. Nada. No money at all. So, Ollie and Roy have to get jobs. They gotta get jobs. They gotta get to work. They don't have another choice because they have no money. And they also decide they're not going to do any superheroing while they have no money because they use arrows and shit, right? So they can't waste those. And then there's also a group called Evil Incorporated that's like going around and killing CEOs to sabotage the stock exchange. And Ollie and Roy just kind of decide, okay, we're gonna go back on the no superheroing thing, and we're gonna do superhero stuff, and we're gonna take down these guys. They stop them during their lunch break. They have like a 60-minute lunch break, and they just stop the Evil Corporation during their lunch break. Also, they get a $10,000 prize for defeating the evil bad guys, which is $200,000 today, so that's pretty cool. Moving on, we have Whiz Comics number 32. Billy gets visited by trolls who burst through his floor. The trolls explain a war has been started in Trollland by Adolf Puss and Blabbermouth Musso. I think, maybe, and this could be completely wrong, this might be hinting towards Adolf Hitler and Mussolini. But I could be completely wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not certain. Adolf Puss started an army called the Nasties. Sounds similar to the Nazis. No, it's too obvious. 1940s comics, they're so much more subtle than that normally. Anyway, some of the Nasties arrive in Billy's little cabin, having overheard the trolls' plans to get Captain Marvel to take down the Nasties. Billy becomes Captain Marvel, then gets a bit cocky, thinking he can beat them as Billy, so he turns back into Billy, and gets knocked the fuck out, because he's a child, he's a 10-year-old child, and sure, they're little trolls, but there's a lot of them, and they call for backup, and he gets attacked, and he gets knocked out. And they take him down to Trollland, so Billy gets taken down to Trollland, along with the old Troll Council. Everyone is terrified of Adolf Puss and Blabbermouth Musso. Billy transforms into Captain Marvel and defeats the Nasties, before following Adolf Puss and Blabbermouth Musso, who hide in a very small hole, very tiny hole. Captain Marvel just opens the hole with his bare hands. He grabs the hole and he shoves it open, and he shoves two mountains apart also. He shoves the earth apart, basically, to get to them, which feels like one very powerful, big feat, great feat. But Dr. Fate destroyed a planet, so just saying. But yes, very amazing feat. Sure. It just feels like tearing the earth open is not a great idea, but there's not any consequences in this comic. But I just feel like in the real world, maybe be a little more careful about tearing the earth open. But you know what do I know? I'm probably wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's just my opinion. Anyways, he catches Adolf Puss and Blabbermouth Musso. He bends them over his knee and spanks them, and that is how the comic ends. It ends with him spanking the two trolls. Who are actually more like dwarves in this comic. They just are dwarves, but they're called trolls, which is fine, I guess. Anyways, our last comic of the day. Well, the last comic I'm going to talk about. I read 10. Action Comics number 51. Clark and Lois are at a bowling alley when Clark notices some crooks Clark and Lois are at a bowling alley when Clark notices some crooks and then accidentally trips them up with a bowling ball. They throw him out a window and escape, but he becomes Superman in midair and chases after them. They use a weird disappearing trick, which is never explained, by the way, and teleport out of the car. And then Clark obviously goes back to the bowling alley and pretends he landed and somehow survived. Turns out the thugs are working for a guy named the Prankster, who claims he's using all the money from their gigs to build a nest egg for the big job. One of the thugs challenges Prankster, and the Prankster challenges him to a game. He has a case with 2 guns in it. One has a bullet, one doesn't. He presents it to the thug. He says, you grab a gun, we both fire at the same time, whoever has the bullet survives. One of us survives, one of us dies. Let's see who's right about this. So, by the way, the guy was arguing because he said, the nest egg is big enough, we can just do the job now. Just thought I'd mention that. So he sticks his hand in the case to grab the gun, and it snaps closed on his arm, and it's a trap. The prankster pulls out his gun and shoots him. And then after the guy's dead, prankster decides, oh wait, he's actually right. We do have a big enough nest egg. Let's just fucking do the big job. So he just killed a guy for no reason, pretty much. He killed a guy for being right, really, if you think about it. Not even if you think about it, it's just what he did. The next day, they go into a bank, and instead of stealing, leave behind a bag. Just a mysterious bag with a ticking noise within it. So the cops assume it's a bomb, obviously, and sandbag it, which means they put it in like a pit outside and cover it in sandbags, probably to reduce the explosion. But Lois Lane decides she wants to find out if it's really a bomb, so she runs up to the bomb. She runs up to the black bag to unpack it. Like an idiot. She's so stupid for doing this. But turns out she was right. She opens the bag and it's full of cash and an alarm clock. The alarm clock is what was making the ticking sound. The prankster does the same thing for another bank, but this time is stopped by a police officer who's about to arrest him for robbery and use of lethal weapons. So the prankster points his gun at one of the police officers and is like, I'll show you how lethal these weapons are, and he fires. It shoots out little parachutes. It's one of those toy guns. It's a toy gun. By the way, while the prankster is pointing this gun at the guy, Clark thinks, I could save him, but they'll reveal my identity, so I guess he has to die. He's completely willing to just let this guy die. Completely willing. Like, he has no qualms about it at all. He's like, I want to save him, but secret identity, you know? Secret identity, can't save him, gotta let him die. Oh no, oh well. So, Clark's not a great guy. I think all this propaganda about Superman being a good man, it's propaganda, man. Like, look what he's doing. He's letting the guy die so he can hide his love life or something. Like, what are we doing here, Superman? Anyways, the police officer's like, okay, if I can't get you on robbery and I can't get you on lethal weapons, then I'll get you on nuisance. So, he tries to get him on nuisance, but the bank owners refuse to press charges because they want to keep the money he gave them. So he gets to go free. Prankster becomes something of a celebrity, donating not just to banks, but to the people too. Eventually, the Metropolis Bank invites him over. He tells the owner he wants to place the money in the vault himself, and the owner opens the vault like a fucking dumbass. Prankster walks into the vault with his men, has them rob the shit out of it, right? He just has them rob the hell out of it. Turns out, this entire thing was a plan to get access to the Metropolis Bank vault. The entire point was getting access to the, biggest vault in Metropolis with the most valuable stuff. So the prankster takes Lois Lane as a hostage, but Superman disguises himself as one of the prankster's thugs. He follows them to the building. Prankster traps everyone in a glass cage and releases poison gas. Clark obviously becomes Superman, breaks out, saves everyone, knocks out the thugs, chases Prankster. Prankster gets away through a hole. Clark breaks the rocks, theoretically crushing the prankster, but the prankster makes it past the rocks, survives, opens his bag. Turns out Superman replaced all the cash and gems and stuff with paper. So the prankster loses. And that, folks, is all I have for you today. That's, all my summaries that I wrote, all the comics I thought were interesting. So now I'm going to tell you every comic I read. Master Comics 28. More Fun Comics number 81. Police Comics number 10. Sensation Comics number 7. Smash Comics number 34. Star-Spangled Comics number 10. Whiz Comics number 32. WoW Comics number 6. Action Comics number 51. Adventure Comics number 77. So, next week, I'll be coming at you with another video. Obviously, not next week. Tomorrow. Hopefully. There might be some things that get in my way tomorrow. We'll see. I will try. I will at the very least read the 10 comics, obviously. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!